tell the truth to him. You wanna be to it. Trying to beat to a bar. Yo, you get a truth too. Yo, you get a truth too. Yo, 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 yo.
During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover.
No, easy, hold on.
As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them. As America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how.
What the fuck?
By refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
Buzzy, what is up with Tarantino, man?
What?
What happened to him?
People say I got a real twisted sense of humor.
He looks like he should be on the back of a $10 bill.
Oh my God.
Royce Lopez.
I don't know what it is about him.
Hola, me llamo Royce.
Maybe I'm sick of hearing about him.
Yeah, I don't like hot ham.
Maybe it's his face. He's a punchable face.
You wouldn't download a pig, would you?
He's done nothing to me. He's probably a nice guy.
I don't care.
I don't know what it is about the guy.
Big Cranberry has been lying to you.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast.
He looks like he should be flying a kite with a fucking key on it.
Brendan says he hasn't been able to use the N-word for a while. That's the source of his youth.
Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time. Here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce.
Yo, what's up, dog? Hi, everybody. It's Revenge of the Sis. It's your boys. Hi, everybody. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
My micro. What
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Fucking channel. This channel's starting to go kaput. Which is fine. It's about time to change the board anyway. Hi, everybody. Hi. We're all on all platforms currently.
Why?
Because we can be.
Why aren't we exclusive to Rumble? What happened?
Probably not on the front page anymore either. Hi, guys. It's a fun show. Second hour, we have the director of Grandma's Boy.
What?
That's right.
That's a lie.
Nicholas Goose.
You're lying.
He's going to be on.
He's lying, dude.
And it's perfect because Pessy's going to nerd out about that, and Virgil's going to nerd out about the fact that he directed Trevor Moore's special. So,
Hell yeah, brother.
So honestly, like everyone here's a fan of this dude, one way or the other. So that should be fun. He was.
I'm gonna make sure the whole time we're talking to him, right? Every time I ask him a question, like regarding like any of his movies, I'm gonna be like, so when you were working for that Jew, Adam Sandler, I'm
You
gonna
should
make
do that. That's
sure.
smart.
I'm gonna make sure I constantly bring it up.
That's smart. That's actually really smart.
Could you imagine? Like for no reason at all, every
Yeah.
time. So look, I'm a huge fan, dude. You're like honestly, your entire catalog. So when that Jew Adam Sandler
Well, I mean,
first hired
technically, there's nothing wrong with that sentence.
no, I know, but
It's just the way you say
there
it.
is something wrong with constantly harping on it. Like it's not a big deal, but you're like, so when that Jew Adam Sandler
is there
was
anything more-
making his
okay.
comedy albums,
I'm sure this-
did you involve yourself in that at all?
I'm sure this happens to you all the time because it happens to me like you'll post something that has nothing to do with politics, nothing at all.
I already know where you're going with this.
You know exactly where I'm going. You'll post like, oh man, this
somebody's like, I bet he's Jewish.
Yes,
And
you're like,
I don't.
It's Terry Crews. He is not.
He's very clearly not a Jewish.
Yeah. No, but you know what I mean?
No.
You guys need to fucking calm down, bro.
All you have to do is tweet out like, man, it's been a long time since I watched The Usual Suspects, and like, it's a really great movie. Gabriel Byrne's a fucking Jew,
And
right?
you're like, what the fuck, dude?
I was just saying
Hey,
it's a
guys.
good movie. I don't know why. And honestly, yeah, I know he's Jewish. I just said it's a good movie. You know what I mean? Like, it goes without saying.
I was like, I went to go see Blazing Saddles in theaters, and people were like, that's like just like Jews normalizing fags and and I'm just like, oh, sorry, my bad, but normalizing gays and stuff, and I'm going,
No, you're allowed
Mel
to say
Brooks
it.
is Jewish.
You're allowed to say it because you were pointing out the ignorance.
Oh yeah,
was
yeah.
quoting
As long as you're
disgusting
as long as you're pointing out the ignorance,
You're
of
not
other people.
unironically
Yeah,
saying
it
gay
was-
F slur. You're saying these people are like, oh, I hate
Exactly.
fags.
Can you
but it's
believe
like,
they say
I didn't
that?
know Mel Brooks was Jewish. I had no idea.
Yeah, Mel Brooks. I had no idea. I've never heard him speak for 1 second.
But you can't.
I've
say-
never laid eyes on Mel Brooks for 1 second.
But you can't like say anything.
Dude,
and it's like,
it's
guys,
literally
fucking chill,
all
dude.
of Twitter is it's constantly. Look, guys, I like to notice things too, right? I like to recognize patterns like anyone else.
We all people watch.
But sometimes you just inject that shit into a conversation where
reason.
it's not even.
Hey, my dad just passed away. Hey, bro, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was he Jewish?
Yeah, but like
What?
Yeah, you know
What?
what, man? I was just hanging out the other night, me and my buddies, and we were just drinking, and we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and we we're just having a great time. The guy who invented Cards Against Humanity is Jewish. You're like, I don't care, man.
Who gives a fuck? You people need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, we got to relax a little bit.
Calm down. Enjoy the good times for a little bit.
Yeah, just wait till I get Nicholas Goosen on. That's all I'm gonna do to him now.
And he will be on second hour.
Hey, I think that Adam Sandler's Jewish. Did you know that?
I have a lot of questions
Wait,
about the
what?
monkey in Grandma's Boy and if it was tough to handle.
First of all, again, his name's Terry Crews.
No, Terry Crews wasn't in Grandma's Boy.
I know. I wanted to. That's what
I got it.
That's what we call a callback in the biz.
Guys, that's what you call some casual racism. That's what you tune in here for. Casual. Oh, this is fun.
President-elect Trump fills out his cabinet. There is one department where he has not announced a new leader.
And it could be because he promised that it won't exist.
He did promise it won't exist. It's funny, he hasn't put a new director of the Department of Education. Isn't that weird?
Well, because it's kind of silly to put somebody in charge of something when you're just going to shut it down.
Right, it's like becoming the president of Oldsmobile. It's last year. That's gotta be terrible.
Seriously, like it's a Packard.
Yeah,
I'm going to be the CEO of Packard Automobiles.
I remember the last year of Oldsmobile when they announced they were done making it. Like their commercials used to be Oldsmobile. Don't worry, GM will cover the warranty. And you're like, okay,
that's sad.
And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education. And
I will be rounding up teachers and putting them in camps. What? Ironically, we will call them re-education camps. All right. It's one way to go with it.
Oh no, he starts the Department of Re-Education?
Yes.
Take that, Miss Markham.
And after that, when we are done with the teachers, we are rounding up all of the DMV workers.
Oh, I'm in.
And we are going to slaughter them. All right, fair enough.
Washington, D.C.
What does the Department of Education do?
That's a good question.
That's a wonderful question. What does it do? Does it teach people how not to focus the camera on the anchor desk?
Oh no. Well, no, but
Good question.
we have that. We have to.
Jeff
We have to
Wagner
do a
looked-
nice dolly shot on the iPad that's strapped to the desk. I don't know, man.
Learned its vast reach and
You know what it
impact
is? Because every guy that starts off like doing the camera work and the production work for a news station, they all want to be J.J. Abrams someday.
Oh, they all think they're Tarantino.
Yeah, you're like, I got to get a lens flare in this bitch. It's gonna
No,
be
you know what this
beautiful."
is? They cut their fucking producer for their graphics.
So they just have a guy filming a screen. It's fine.
Yeah, dude.
The news is basically Red Bar.
Yeah, basically.
And students of all ages.
About 45 years ago, President Jimmy Carter signed off on creating the U.S. Department of Education.
It's just literally the news going, reading, writing, and arithmetic, Jules.
Its own entity after being in a group with health and welfare. The goal was not to control schools and universities, but
Then why are they doing that, though?
Why would you do that?
but to advise and assist.
And that the federal government is there, eager to help.
Scooby-Doo can do, but Jimmy Carter is smarter.
How did this moron become president? Because like you just hear him talk, right? You hear old clips of Jimmy Carter, and you're like, how the fuck did this guy win?
But they're gonna hear, they're gonna say,
I'm just a Southern bumpkin. Oh, shucks.
They're going to say the same thing when they hear years from now hear Biden when he's president. They're gonna go, how did this guy become president?
That's true.
It's gonna be the same thing.
Good thing. We're gonna make it.
You got to understand, Don Knotts was a big thing when he was president, you know?
It's true. Don Knotts was cool, though.
Well, I'm so timid, but I'm scared all the time.
To consult, to remove problems.
The next president, however, feels the DOE is the problem and plans to shut it down.
I think Jimmy Carter was
yeah.
the first time in history we went, what if we just elect a nice guy to be president?
How did it
And
work
was a
out?
fucking disaster. And we immediately were like, never again. Only sociopaths. Only sociopaths from here on
We
out.
kind of have to be crazy to be a world leader, right? Like, no, think about it. Like, you can't. If you're gonna be a world leader, you're gonna kill people. Like that's part of the resume. You have to be okay with that. You cannot be like a normal person.
Yeah. I mean, the
You know?
United States is basically Dexter.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
We spend more per pupil
Surprise,
than
motherfucker. That's Iran coming out. Surprise, motherfucker.
They wrote themselves into such a fucking corner and then just had to kill him because they didn't know what to do with him. They were like,
what do we
they wrote
do?
himself in the
What do you
corner.
do?
No, they did though. They
What do you
wrote
do?
themselves in the corner. One of the coolest guys on the show. By the way, he was one of the coolest guys on the show.
I would argue he was the only cool guy on the show.
Okay, fair
Let's be
enough.
honest. He's
No.
the coolest guy on the show.
Yeah, fair enough. But and then they just wrote themselves into this fucking corner where it's like he has to kill him now. Like, but then they couldn't make him a bad guy, so he had to just like kind of die.
Yeah,
and I'm
let's
like,
team up and become serial killers together. Like
I
that would
like
have just
that.
made that would have been like a Lost level
Yeah.
ending. Could you imagine
That'd be
the
awesome.
outrage of people if they were like, "Wait a minute, so the black guy just teamed up with Dexter?" That doesn't make any sense.
The last good season of that show is the John Lithgow one.
Yo, we should serial kill people together, dog.
I like that.
This doesn't make any sense for his character.
the world.
And then his sister, what was that about?
Dude, it
that
was-
show can we make?
Oh, here we go.
Can we do it? Can we say
Yeah,
it
we
now?
can say it. We're allowed to say it.
Dexter fucking sucked.
Dexter kind
Yeah,
of sucked,
Dexter should
right?
have ended after the Lithgow season.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
then
think
his
the only
sister
good
helps
season of
him.
Dexter,
Like, what is that about?
I think the only good season of Dexter was the first season.
But like, if you understand that if I was a serial killer and I said to my sister, "I need you to help me cover up my serial killings," my sister would go, "I'm calling the police."
Yeah, no, that's true.
You're going to the authority. You're murdering people.
And we're at the bottom of every list.
What does the Department of Education do?
Again,
Oh my God.
What would you say it is you do here?
ready for a word salad?
I told you we're good with the goddamn children.
They're gonna say something like that. Watch.
It tries to advance educational excellence on a national landscape as opposed to a 50-state conversation.
Advance educational excellence.
Here's
Notice she said nothing
Here's the thing.
of substance.
But here's my problem with that, right? Anytime there's a goal to be achieved, right? Let's say, it doesn't matter if we want to get people educated, we want to get people jobs, we want people to not die or use drugs, right? When we come up with an idea or a goal, right, then the government comes along and they get their fucking little hands on it.
Yeah.
And then we end up going backwards.
Always.
Always.
Every time.
I just feel like, you know what? Look, if Alabama wants to teach, Alabama should be allowed to teach in their public schools that gay people are inherently evil. And people in LA should be allowed to teach their kids that white people are inherently evil. Whatever. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what's going on in Alabama or Los Angeles.
Yeah. No, but it's like,
and if there's something going on in the schools here in Florida, even I'll show up to a meeting and I'll speak out against it. But if it's not going on here, I don't care. Can we get our billions of dollars back, please?
But that's exactly what it is.
Money,
the
please.
Department of Education doesn't raise all the shitty states up to the level of really good states. It lowers all the good states to the level of shitty states.
Yeah, no, we can all be New York City schools.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. You know, you saw Lectern guy tweeted out that the New York. He tweeted out the pretty funny joke. The New York subway system's going to just since they're the name recognition's so bad, they're going to rename themselves Murder Mystery Tours.
I did see that.
That was funny.
First of all, I did see that, but not because I follow Lectern guy, because I don't fucking like that guy.
On
It's
site? It's on site?
If I see Adam again,
It's on site?
I know I've seen him at least 3 times recently, but I swear to God, one day.
He's really good at jiu-jitsu. He'd probably kill you.
He's the nicest.
The nicest guy in the world.
I don't think I've ever met a nicer human being than Lectern guy. He's
Yeah.
literally the nice. And it's funny because then you see
Adam's
like
the man.
It's so funny when you see like the lefty perception of him, like he's a fucking murdering domestic terrorist psychopath, and then you're like, he's literally the nicest human I've ever met in my life. If I said right now, like, I don't know, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I think my car broke down. He'd probably just give me his car.
No, he's like that.
He'd be like,
He is
yeah,
like
whatever,
that.
man. It's cool. I have like 4.
It's fun. Have a
I
car.
don't have a car. It's on me.
He's one of the nicest dude.
Rise to level.
Okay, Esteban in the chat. I gotta give it to him. Is he a Jew? That was funny.
I bet he's Jewish.
That was funny. That was funny.
The educational.
And no, he couldn't be. He said he would give you the car. not lease it to you.
Well, you know, at a nice interest rate, I could get you into this car. He didn't say he was going to get me into a car. That would be very Jewish.
Playing field.
Nicola Alexander is an associate dean at the University of Minnesota.
So in Title I funding, for example, it's a way for the federal government.
You're the
to help
associate
state-
dean and you don't even speak English as a first language. That's cool. That's cool.
Help.
Last school year, the Department of Ed budgeted $18.3 billion to help students and schools in high poverty areas meet academic standards.
Okay, hold on. Did they? Did they meet the academic standards?
It also budgeted over $14 billion to help states fund programs and education for students with disabilities.
Okay, are kids less retarded or more? Retarded.
I love how they tell you what they give them the money for, but not what they have to do to get the money.
The department's total budget last year was about $228 billion.
It's too much. Should be 0.
When distributed, federal dollars make up about 8% of a school's
So,
budget.
so where's the rest of that coming from?
Yeah. Oh, the states?
Oh, then can we have that money back?
No. So they give 8% of federal funding, but then they want to have complete say in what you do.
Give me my money back.
Money, please.
Money, please. Thank you. Especially, like, you gotta understand, like, being a resident of Florida is even more stressful. It's not like when you live in New York or California where you're like, all right, we are actually benefiting more from this fucking parasitic relationship.
Right.
And, like, we live in Florida. We're picking up the tab a lot. And we'd like to stop picking up the fucking tab because Florida would look like Marvel Cinematics fucking Wakanda by now, if not for us giving New York City and LA all of our money. So let's cut this fucking cord. Let's be done with it.
The rest coming from state and local taxes.
Does the department? I cannot wait to replace Rubio in the Senate seat. That's gonna be so cool. DeSantis already he has 3 or 4 people in mind that he's floating around.
Of education have
I
control.
think one of the guys they're throwing around is the guy that beat Loomer, which is hilarious.
Really? Okay, that'd be funny.
Over how
Hey, then Loomer could take his seat.
There you go, Looms.
school districts and states.
As long as
set up
that
their
seat's not at Mar-a-Lago.
curriculum.
It may have influence. I wouldn't say it has control.
State and local governments determine curriculum and academic standards, as well as licensing requirements for teachers.
Okay, so then again, you're pointing out. Then what do we need the Department of Education for besides some fucking gobbledygook about advancing fucking excellence or whatever? Fucking retards! I'm so sick of these people, bro. Like, then what is it for? What $220 billion to do what? To do fucking what?
You know, these sound like Nazi talking points, dude.
So one of the ways that I rely heavily on U.S. Department of Education, it's through its collection of data method, National Center for Education Statistics.
The Department of
What does that, any of that mean?
Data. It's the reason.
I want my money back.
No, we need numbers. You haven't thought of the Microsoft databases.
I want my money back.
What about statistics? You didn't think about somebody. What about that?
If we lose the Department of Education, how are we going to buy any inner city blacks iPad 3s to go home and smash over their fucking their stepmother to their mother's heads and shit?
I just want my money back. Like, you could sit here and keep talking in circles, but it's gonna always. We're always gonna come back to. I want my money back.
You're right.
I want my fucking money back.
This
balls on these people, man.
Tonight, President-elect Trump's campaign promise to
And that
carry out a
dork
mass
Elon.
deportation of migrants is taking shape. He responded true to a post saying he will declare a national emergency and use military assets to deport undocumented immigrants. He's pledged to start with convicted criminals.
Can we agree?
Good start.
Great starting point. It's harder to fight against that one. You know?
You can't really.
These aren't the babies and the Elian Gonzalez with the fucking guns in their face.
Yeah, sorry, no. Why are we deporting this guy? Oh, he's a professional rapist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's probably.
Wow, he went pro.
Went pro. Yeah.
Wow.
How do you get paid for that? I'd like to know.
You get sponsors mostly. It's
You do.
sponsorships.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, like Nike?
No, research chemicals.
Yes. Honestly, I'd have an easier time figuring out how you could be a professional rapist. I still can't figure out how you could be a professional skateboarder. I don't get how that works.
No.
I don't get how that whole economy works.
I think that economy technically proves that we live in a simulation. It's
Yeah,
just like
it's-
artisan bread. You never see anybody buying it.
No, it's just there.
Look, if we were not in the Matrix, Tony Hawk would be destitute. Like he wouldn't have any money. All right? He wouldn't
In a
have
just
money.
world.
In a just world, Tony
in a
Hawk.
just world,
Tony Hawk would be
starving
broke.
to death.
That's right.
By the way, another famously
Nicest guy in the world, by the way.
Nice dude.
Really nice dude. He always takes pictures.
But he should be a bum.
But he should.
We
No,
should
you're
all
right.
agree. I don't. Honestly, I bet if you confronted Tony Hawk with that fact, he'd go, "You're right.
You're probably
honestly."
right. It's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, when you think about it, I don't really do much. Yeah. And you're like, "Fuck, man."
Then he gets in his G-Wagon and leaves.
And you're like, he gives you $100 as a tip because he doesn't know how money works.
And you're like, I'm not a valet. I was walking by.
And you're like, oh.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the $100.
Have you guys ever seen the interview where they're asking him about like working with Activision and shit?
No.
And, like the first time they paid him for Tony Hawk, like the game. He was like, "Yeah, they met me for lunch, and the guy just handed me a check for like $10 million."
Oh yeah.
That's
I have
awesome.
I have seen a short on YouTube. of
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, where he was like, "Oh, okay," like he didn't even really negotiate that hard, and it wasn't. I remember that because it wasn't the first game. Because the first game he didn't really make jack shit on, and then the second one he made a little bit of money. You're talking about what the third Tony Hawk game?
I think it was.
It
Like
was
the
the third
fourth
game
Hawk.
was when they just handed him a check at lunch, and he's like, "Oh, fuck, this game must be doing pretty good."
Meanwhile, President-elect Trump's pick to head the nation's top health agency is pledging to make America healthy again. RFK Jr. is targeting big food.
Yes.
Okay.
And big pharma. He says he's ready for a big pushback.
Fox Business correspondent Kelly Saberi joins us from a grocery store in Oak Park, Illinois, with the latest.
As head of Health and Human Services,
Oh, I like her too. She's cute.
Kennedy will oversee the Food and Drug Administration, which regulates about 78%
She looks
of
crazy though.
our
But she
nation's
is cute.
food supply. The rest, which includes meat, eggs, and poultry, is regulated by the Department of Agriculture, and that's going to be important in just a moment. I caught up with Marion Nessel, who
Why
was
isn't it important now?
a senior advisor in the Department of Health and Human Services from 86 to 88. And she says she's excited about this shift to bipartisan support for healthy food. What was once just an issue on the left is now an issue for everyone's children.
I get it, but now I just want Reese's Puffs. So you're really fucking me up.
How good are Reese's Puffs, bro?
Actually, you know what? I gotta say, Honey Bunches of Oats, I think is the one.
Over Reese's Puffs. You're
Yeah.
crazy.
You're fucking
crazy.
You've
You don't like Honey
lost
Bunches
your
of Oats?
goddamn. I
No,
like
they're
Honey Bunches of
good.
Oats.
They're good.
Don't get me wrong, but Reese's Puffs. I pick Reese's Puffs every day of the week. I'm a big peanut butter guy. I really like peanut butter.
So am I, but I don't know,
dude,
man.
peanut
I don't
butter
like the
Captain Crunch.
candy-based cereals because I'm like, I'll just get candy.
It's not Well, I guess technically it's called
It's
literally called
Reese's
Reese's.
Puffs.
My favorite is Snickers cereal.
Snickers. It's like literally just a Snickers bar and milk. Just throws-
That sounds great. Pessy, if you got any Snickers and milk back there, I'm fucking starving.
Snickers and milk.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
Now she talks about how this is going to be
We only have
courageous-
Mars.
Oh, no, forget it.
Oh,
No,
fuck
I'll
that.
keep the nothing.
I have my
Undertaking.
bowl of Score bars and milk.
Oh, it's so crunchy.
Sorry, all I have left is the inside of Whoppers. I ate the outside. Do you want the inside of these Whoppers?
Would you like a spoon of powdered Ovaltine?
God, could you imagine at the inside, just the insides of
That
Whoppers?
sounds fucking disgusting.
That's horrible.
Suck the chocolate off and spit them out. Like
The
fucking-
outside of the Whopper's the only thing that makes the inside tolerable.
Yeah, seriously, Whoppers are terrible.
They're the worst.
because Kennedy will have to
hey,
go up
did
against.
you guys see that fucking the New York Times fact checked RFK and then
Yeah.
they got fact checked and they had to fact check themselves?
Yes, they
'Cause
did.
The story verse was literally like RFK says that Fruit Loops have more
yeah, I saw that.
ingredients than in Europe. And that's not true, except for these other ingredients that we're gonna list that aren't in Fruit Loops.
Hold on, and it's true. Canada does have better food than us. Like here it is. All right, you ready? I got
Not
it.
only, it's not even just human food too, because
Dog food too.
No, yeah, but that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Dude,
our food laws there are fucking like they're like Nazis with the food shit. Like, dude, it took like 3 years for food trucks to be allowed.
Somebody sent me, like a fan sent me from Ireland, like cat treats. And they like, I looked at the ingredients on those, and it's like
Whiskey.
dude. They don't fucking play around in Europe, dude. Even your pets have healthier food. Your pets are eating healthier food in Europe than we're eating humans in the fucking U.S.
So, New York Times, Mr. Kennedy has singled out Fruit Loops as an example of a product with too many artificial ingredients, questioning why the Canadian version has fewer than the U.S. version, but he was wrong. The ingredients list is roughly the same, although Canada has natural colorings made from blueberries and carrots, while the U.S. product contains red dye 40, yellow dye 5, and blue 1, as well as butylate hydroxyethylene, or BHT, a lab-made chemical that is used for freshness, according to the ingredients
so what?
table.
You don't like
So you've
butylated-
literally just proved this point, though, didn't you?
You don't like butylated hydroxytolone?
The problem is
instead of blueberries.
I just had butylated hydroxytolone yesterday for dinner, and if I have it 2 days in a row, I get bored of it.
Oddly enough, you know what? I had blueberries and carrots.
Really?
I had blueberries and carrots for breakfast.
Okay, well, I'll be having my red dye 40, yellow 5, and cancer. Thank you very much.
I think a big part of it, honestly, has to do with just like kids. Anything that can or will be marketed to kids, they make sure is like clean as fuck.
I mean, whatever it is, it is kind of
all I'm
fucking
saying
weird
is
how our
like
food is, right?
maybe like when we develop a chemical that makes the skin slide off of kooks, right? When we
true.
drop it from airplanes, and then we discover that actually, if you slightly alter it, it kind of tastes sweet. Maybe we should start adding it to all of our foods.
And if we're not a healthy country, can you please explain Lena Dunham for me?
Yo, she is. What is going on, bro?
Here, look, let me show you something. If you zoom
Yo,
in,
mama's stacked.
even the cat,
no!
even the cat on her belly looks scared.
Poor kitty.
Look at that. How's she doing? She's looking great, right?
Zoom in on that arm.
Oh,
Zoom in on that
oh,
arm.
yeah,
though.
let's.
Which one?
Oh
That
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah. That's.
Oh, ew,
nice.
she's not wearing a bra.
She's
I mean-
nipping. She's nipping hard, boys.
I mean, she's always been gross.
Revolting.
But this is the grossest she's
But
ever
this
been,
is
right?
like full on. Yeah.
Also, she's showing feet. Anyone that's into that, she's showing feet. Let's
that is gross.
Okay, well, Mersh, I'm gonna teach you something. I'm not gonna have you body shaming people, and here's why. There's a little tune here to teach you how to be proper to fat women. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with my body. Fat is not a dirty word. If my body tells me something, I will make sure it is heard. If my body is a vessel, I will give it one.
Hey Royce, you notice how this whole music video is shot from an upward angle?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just like a dating profile.
My body, no matter what they
I'm getting motion sickness.
Whoa.
Tour dates.
dates?
Yeah, she does music.
When does that start?
Excuse me, Mersh. I have something to tell you, buddy.
Don't make fun of Flana Del Rey.
I'm not.
Flana Del Rey is very funny.
Here's the thing, Mersh. Something I want you to understand.
Florence in the vending machine.
Florence. That's very good.
That was good. That was good.
I'm sorry. I don't think anything's gonna beat Flana Del Rey.
Flana Del Rey's good. Flana Del Rey. Oh fuck. Okay. You saw Sabrina Carpenter is getting a Netflix special.
Good. You know what?
Christmas.
Can I make a recommendation, Hollywood? If you're watching right now, if you're listening to me, give Sabrina Carpenter everything. Just give her all the things.
He's just in love with her.
I'm in love with Sabrina.
Is that your top right now? Is that your number one?
Definitely, yeah. Like
That's nice.
if we had to pick a woman right now to preserve their DNA as we leave with Elon Musk to go to Mars, Sabrina Carpenter all the way. Or her, or the pork slot.
Okay, let's go. Let's check this out.
Have you been dying to ride Space Mountain at Disneyland in California, but
You're
you
gonna
weren't
fuck
sure
Ric
if
Flair?
you'd fit? Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers and we range in sizes from 2X to 5X. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus size Disney tips and tricks. Space Mountain is a thrilling roller coaster.
Wait, did we play this one? Did I get the wrong one? I
Yeah,
think I
'cause
downloaded.
we
I'm
already
sorry,
did
guys.
Space Mountain.
I think I downloaded the wrong one. Wasn't there a new one, Pessy?
Let me see.
Man,
Hold up.
I'm fucking panicking.
I'm not.
I'm fucking freaking out, guys.
I'm actually.
All right, well, I got you.
Guys, nobody fucking freak out, all right?
No-
We're going
no
to get
one's-
this right.
No one's
Calm
freaking-
down.
Everyone's fine. No one's even upset. I got it.
There's
It's
a
right
couple
here.
more. There's a couple more really good fucking jokes in the chat. There's Paramore.
Okay, Paramore.
Wadey Perry.
Okay, I found it. I'm downloading it right now. It's a Facebook video, which, as you know,
Taylor
is
Grit?
the best kind of video.
No, Eric. No, it's a Taylor Slow.
All right, guys, just keep riffing on how fat they are, and so just give me a second.
Yeah,
to
guys,
pull it
just
up. Come
whatever
on.
you do, don't fucking freak out about this.
Nobody is.
Everyone is cool out.
Everyone's fine, dude. Calm down.
The back sweat girls.
The back sweat girls is very funny.
Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. The Pussy Fat Dolls.
Have you been dying?
Okay.
Fatties.
This is the right one. Okay, I think.
Have you been dying to ride the Matterhorn bobsleds
There
at
it is.
Disneyland in California, but you
No.
weren't sure if you'd fit? Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers. We range in sizes from 2X to 5X. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus size Disney tips and tricks. Matterhorn bobsleds is a thrilling roller coaster that takes you up into an icy cave, where you might even meet the
Pessy has a
abominable
keyboard
snowman.
now.
This ride has lots of twists and turns and goes very fast. So if you experience motion sickness, this ride might not be for you.
60 minutes? Suck my fucking dick. I'm going to wait 60 minutes to ride something with this fat bitch. All right, let me. Sorry.
Oh, the smell.
All right, here we go.
Smell.
I still
Have
love,
you been-
I still can't get over the fact that I love the premise for every one of these videos is, have you ever wanted to do this totally normal everyday thing, but you were afraid you wouldn't fit?
No. No.
Honestly, at my fattest, that's never even occurred to me.
Dying to ride
Have
the
you ever
Matterhorn bobsleds.
wanted to swim in the ocean, but was worried you wouldn't fit?
Listen, to me, the cutoff is you can be as fat as you want, right? But my cutoff for being fat is I've never been fat enough to impose on anyone else's space in an airplane.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And it's like, we know people in the comments do that. Like, you guys make fun of these chicks. You guys are fat too. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm reasonably fat. There is a reasonable level. We live in America. There is a reasonable level of fatness that you're allowed to have. This is unreasonably fat. When you're making videos going, have you ever thought of going on the Matterhorn and you were afraid that you wouldn't fit on a ride called the Matterhorn?
At Disneyland in California,
Were
but
you
weren't
ever
sure
afraid you're so fat that you can't fit on a ride named after a mountain? You know what I mean?
Dude.
if you'd fit. Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers. We range in sizes from 2X to 5X. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus size Disney tips and tricks.
I tried to, but you blocked us.
Matterhorn bobsleds is a thrilling roller coaster that takes you up into an icy cave, where you might even meet the abominable snowman. And this ride has lots of twists and turns and goes very fast. So if you experience motion sickness, this ride.
Like it might be cool if you... like her blood pressure.
Oh, I was about to say, much like our health, this ride has a lot of twists and turns.
Might not be for you. The ride queue is unfortunately pretty outdated and still has a turnstile. If you're not able to go through a turnstile,
your nemesis.
No, go back.
I remember watching this, and I remember Marie, just because Marie was watching the video, she goes, she's too fat for a turnstile. And I was like, what? Because I was driving. She goes, she's too fat for a turnstile. Look, and I like, but can I point something out? Listen to what she says. I want you to listen to this. This is important. Listen to the entitlement here. Ready?
The ride queue is unfortunately pretty outdated and still has a turnstile.
It's outdated because you're too fat to fit through it. No. That's bullshit. It's pretty outdated, so it still has a turnstile.
Well, you see, Royce, you have to understand, the more modern rides have a buttered archway, so they can just slide on through.
A buttered archway. And you know, actually, RFK wants to switch it to beef tallow.
Ooh, even better.
If you're not able
No, this is why the park sloppers, you just need to change the intro to your videos to, have you been dying? No, that's it.
to go through
Royce,
a turnstile
beef talow's better because it has a higher smoke point, so their thighs won't catch fire after rubbing together.
But either way, they're going to start licking the archway.
Oh, no.
Comfortably, you're able to go to the exit of the ride and request
I don't understand why these fatties are allowed in public.
That's a good RFK.
I gotta work on RFK. We gotta work on the whole new
That's
cabinet.
a good one. That's a good
Well,
one.
think about it, right? I'm gonna be one of the guys that can do the whole cabinet. I can do Elon, I can do RFK, and I can do Trump.
You got all of them. You got the whole cabinet.
If you're not able to go through a turnstile comfortably, you're able to go to the exit of the ride and request a callback time from the cast.
I personally think this Elon Musk guy is kind of a homo. I hate being trapped in the airplane with him.
It's something that's done in the Disneyland app. You will have to wait to ride the ride, but it's...
Have you eaten a Big Mac? They're disgusting. Yeah, I didn't have to invent rocket ships to get pussy.
You know, after RFK ate the McDonald's, he went to the for the photo op. He went to the bathroom like Gus Fring and threw it up.
He probably meticulously folded his jacket
On the
too
floor,
and everything,
and then
just
he
like he
went,
Something that's done in the Disneyland
And then he came out and he went, "Kamala, las de los muertos."
cast member. It's something that's done in the Disneyland app. You will have to wait to ride the ride, but it's like waiting in a virtual queue. The ride vehicle here is a 6-person bobsled. Each row sits one person. There is a pretty big step to get down into
Ooh, big step. Big step. Be careful.
This ride, and it is pretty low to the ground. The safety mechanism here is a seatbelt. Those of us wearing sizes 2X through 4X are able to ride this ride comfortably.
What happened to 5X? What happened to 5X?
But
what happened to 5X?
Seatbelt extender. Seatbelt extender.
How amazing is it that even these fat slobs have a even fatter slob that they're like, well, we're gonna do the ride anyway.
Okay,
we'll be back.
Cindy, we'll be right back.
Imagine being
the fattest of the sloppers.
Like that's got to be
the fattest slopper has to be the worst. Being the fattest.
That's
slopper.
got to be rock bottom, right?
Yeah, Rocky Road
Boulder bottom.
But there is a
Like,
lack
I'm
of
just saying, I've never been so fat that I need to be excluded.
Or
from
that
an activity.
or that a step down would be an obstacle. like you know what I mean?
I've never been foiled by a turnstile. You know what I mean? I've never been foiled by a fucking
No, exactly. Yeah, no. If a slight upward incline is gonna ruin my day, I mean, at that point, what am I doing? You know?
Dude, it's like when Failure was getting chased by that crippled guy, and he walked up 3 steps and was like, "I win."
Seats here are pretty similar to Space Mountain in Disney World. Guests in wheelchairs or ECVs will need to transfer out into this ride. Getting out of this ride can also
Can be hilarious.
Oh wait! This is the fun. Look! They're trying to.
Oh, I know.
adjust.
That's why I'm going back a little bit. I
Just
wanted
a
to see
little
it
bit. I
again.
want to watch the girl in the green.
out of this ride can also be difficult because it is so low to the ground. Just make sure to take your time because safety
the yellow
first.
shirt is the fattest one.
This was honestly one of our favorite rides at Disneyland, but I will say
She's not the fattest one. 5X is the fattest one. She's the one that didn't
Oh,
ride
but
it.
Stephanie also has a nameplate necklace.
That's how you know she's insufferable.
it was very rough. I even broke my nail on the side of the bobsled.
Mersh,
We
they
hope that
have
these
name
tips help
necklaces because branding hurts.
that you enjoy the ride.
Yeah, but honestly, Pessy, but that's the problem without the branding. Who will we know what they belong to?
That's a really good
USDA.
That's what they make dog food out of.
All right. Where is it? Ah, yes.
Whoa,
This is legally distinguishable.
And I have got this moto
It's called parody. It's covered by U.S. copyright law.
Let's get after it and learn your Digital Millennium Copyright Act laws.
Good fucking bread. That's good, parody.
Hey, I'm Chris Cuomo. Welcome to the Chris Cuomo Project. Post-election, how do we get our head back? How do we get to rational? How do we get out of left-right mode and
we're
get back
fine. We're fine.
We were fine.
We've been fine.
Yeah, we've been chilling.
Oh, Chris,
we've been straight up chilling, guys.
I don't know if you know this. We won. So, yeah, actually, 74 million Americans won over the 69 million Americans
Nice.
didn't.
Nice.
And so we're chilling, bro. But how are you dealing with it, I guess, is what you want to say.
How are you and the rest of Pasta Americans dealing with it?
Pasta Americans.
to reasonable? We got to remember our critical thinking skills.
No, I don't want to do that. You first. You first, Christopher.
And who better to remind and instruct and really enlighten us?
What about if I work on my critical drinker skills and then I just bitch about Marvel being woke in a Scottish accent?
That sounds good. I like that.
You'd make more money.
Pronouns.
We would make more.
Current year.
We would make more money though.
We really should. Should we rebrand as a nerd show? You
It's
know,
fine.
honestly, how funny would it be? Like, we should have the audience vote on this, right? We have the audience vote on whether or not they're willing to give up one ROTC a week for us to just go to nights and rebrand as a fucking nerd show on YouTube.
Oh my-
just to fucking take their lunch one night a week. Friday night tights. We just go up right against those guys.
Friday night's tighter.
How funny would that be if we just showed up?
Tighter Night Fights. That's the name of our show. That's the name of our
Tighter Night
show.
Fight?
Tighter Night Fights.
And really enlighten us about the scientific method and real critical thought and how we know.
Whenever a stupid, dumb Guido starts talking about the scientific method, I check out. Like, I don't even. How dare you?
Hear me out. We go up against the Simpcast.
Okay.
Right? We do a show right opposite of the Simpcast, right? But we get actual hot chicks.
Okay. I like this.
And then they just sit and don't talk.
That sounds awesome.
But then we're funnier than we're better.
I got an idea.
content than
And
this.
you know what we'll call ourselves? The Man Show.
There you go.
No, they're not using it
And we'll have
anymore.
them jumping on trampolines.
Look, I don't give a fuck. I was awesome. That show, come on, man. Let's go back.
I'm pretty sure Stanhope's available. I mean, what is he doing?
I don't know, some sort of club in Tempe.
What we know, where knowledge comes from. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Hell yeah.
Boy, his Merlin book was such a beautiful instruction. And there's a new one out for you to look at. Merlin, taking us through the universe. It's not Merlin the wizard. It's Neil's own version of Merlin from his own childhood and his own reckoning. And it is such a great
so it
reminder.
sucks.
That
I want the one that had Artemis, the owl.
Professor, always a pleasure. It's great to see you. So
It's been too long.
it has. It has.
You don't call, you don't write.
No, well, first of all, I'm seeing you
Why is he wearing a shirt under a shirt?
all the time. You are
not Chris.
I don't know. Why does
One of
he
the
feel the
people that-
need to remind the fucking children of the world that Santa Claus doesn't exist 6 times during the fucking year? And
Yeah.
it's never at Christmas time.
Yeah.
He's fucking insufferable, bro.
He's like the worst on
Is there
Twitter.
anything worse than Black Spaceman?
No, he's pretty bad.
Even the people who care about you and like you, and I consider you a friend of mine, I don't want to bother you. You're talking about important things.
But he's not doing anything. Here's the
not-
thing.
yeah,
Here's the
that's-
thing I talk about Neil deGrasse. We like Elon or don't like Elon. He's running businesses that are doing things. They're making things, right? What does he do? Like, what laboratory is this guy in with a lab coat? He just
No.
talks about stars
Yeah,
and shit,
yeah,
bro.
He literally talks. He just goes on Rogan and talks about space dust.
No, yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's
And fucking gaslighting us that the moon landing was real.
An insufferable fuck is
Yeah.
what he is.
Section 8 Carl Sagan.
Who would you say?
Section
Who would
8
you say is
calls.
worse? Who would you say is worse, Black Spaceman or fake white science guy?
Oh, I'm sorry, but Section 8, Carl Sagan deserved so much.
It's very funny. It is very funny.
I was gonna say just Carl Sagan Winslow.
Carl Sagan
Carl
Winslow. That's good.
Oh fuck, man. This guy sucks. I hate him. I hate him so much.
What does he even do?
You
Does anyone know?
The Earth, when it rotates, Mars also rotates slightly faster. So
Ooh.
every time you rotate, you're actually looking at the rotation of a rotation. Shut up.
You know who doesn't do that to you? Hola, Big Me Pausa Loom.
Hey Neil, I was watching the sunset the other day with my wife. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The sun's gonna explode. We're all gonna die.
That would be a good podcast.
Neil deGrasse Mike Tyson. Neil deGrasse Mike Tyson.
Who even cares? You know, I used to own a tiger, and you know that tiger's probably long dead by now. And
I'm
it's
just
like-
waiting for the inevitable sun death of the universe.
And it's like, you know, people start to wonder, like, when your pet dies, like, you know, did they have a soul? Are you going to see him in heaven? And it's like, you don't even know if you have a soul. You know, you don't even
we
know if there
sound
is
like
a heaven.
Luis Guzman.
It really is.
Yeah,
Luis Guzman and Tyson on a podcast. Let's go.
Famato goes, you can tell he's really smart because he speaks really loud and then really quiet.
Really, that Luis Guzman and Mike Tyson are the same guy. Just the Spanish accent is the only difference.
Oh, fuck.
All the time. And you have become, and I'm happy to see it, by the way, because we first worked together.
Have you ever thought about how many people died when you're standing right now in the history of the world? I'm 12.
I work. I have a kid show on TikTok.
1999.
Yeah.
You are a voice of reason.
What are you talking? When?
When has he ever been a voice of reason? The vax was safe and effective. Everybody take the vax. It was the best thing in the goddamn
Actually,
world.
It was.
And I agreed with him. And I
It
agree
was
with him
great.
so hard. Because it was the best thing in the world.
It was amazing. Thank you.
And it was. And I love it. Wish I had more of it, honestly.
In society,
Why did they just make the plane out of the vax?
well beyond science. What does that mean to you?
It's a.
Sometimes I forget.
I mean it. It's a responsibility.
Oh, what are you, fucking Batman now? What is this? No, for real. Like, fuck do you get it? Where do you get off?
Oh, fuck.
And
You know, it's
I don't
like
want to be.
sometimes Gotham gets the hero they need, and not the one that they want or deserve. You know, it's like whatever, man.
Voice of reason that people listen to.
Mike
I'd
is my Batmobile's an Escalade.
rather be a voice of reason that helps to influence other people's capacity to reason.
No, you don't reason though. You talk down to them and then yell at them. You know, what was it? What was it? What's his face? That Neil deGrasse Tyson refused to talk to him. Terrence Howard, right? Terrence Howard, right? That went on Rogan that was talking about space stuff.
Yeah,
He was-
yeah, that was there.
And then you know, Rogan was like, "Oh yeah, let me see if Neil will come on." Neil's like, "I'm not gonna go fucking talk to him." And it was like, "He'll do Como."
You know what? Do you get like Brett Weinstein or something?
Yeah.
Like Eric Weinstein, one
Yeah,
of those guys.
one of the Weinsteins.
So that they can think something not because I said so, but because they were able to
generate the rational thought on their own.
See, because he doesn't just here's the thing. He just doesn't fix bars. He fixes families. He's the John Taffer
He's
of
not
science.
John Taffer.
Yeah, he's a John Taffer of science.
And then they can take ownership of their thoughts and decisions.
You want to seed critical thinking.
That's the simpler way to
In a
what I'm trying
time-
to communicate. Seed critical thinking.
But it's not critical thinking, because critical thinking will mean that you've ever given up any ground, and you never. Have you ever seen Neil deGrasse Tyson ever give up any ground on anything he's ever saying? He just basically talks down to you, calls you stupid
And then says Santa's not real to a bunch of kids.
for no reason. I don't want to watch him. He's making me angry. I don't like him.
Actually, I got
I
better Tyson content for you. I found an actually good Vice article.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It would be satisfying to beat Neil deGrasse Tyson's ass. It would be
In a sanctioned boxing match.
Boxing match sanctioned by the Las Vegas Athletic Commission.
Apparently, he was a really good professional, like an actual wrestler, amateur wrestler. So he might kick your ass.
It would be so satisfying to get Jake Shields
to
to beat up Neil deGrasse Tyson in a sanctioned boxing match.
Here, I think this was him when he was a wrestler. I mean,
Motherfucker looks like Apollo Creed.
Dude, look at this guy.
How are you so cool and now you're not cool?
He looks like Blaxploitation the person.
He really does look like a blaxploitation film come to life.
Yeah, he looks like a 70s comic book accurate Luke Cage.
Yes.
No, he probably kick our ass.
Not both of us.
Not at the same time. But you can't have a sanctioned match with both of us like that. That's the problem. This one's not nice, but I'm going to try to.
What if I said I wanted? But what if I said I wanted to beat his ass in an unsanctioned match, but it was at WrestleMania?
That's
right. Is that still terms of service?
Well, as long as it's like a street fight, like a Roddy Piper match, I think you're fine. You know. Mm-hmm.
Community is rallying around a beloved disabled martial artist whose e-bike was stolen in broad.
There's a lot of moving parts in this
Whoa, they
story.
stole Steven Seagal's fucking e-bike?
Daylight. KCAL's Rena Nakano shows
Nate Diaz. Have you seen him lately?
us how tough circumstances aren't slowing this man down.
Wow, gas is $4.45 in Los Angeles. Jesus Christ.
That's cheap.
Oh no, don't do this to me.
Don't be fooled by his size.
I'm nimble, I'm hard to hit.
What, me worry?
I'm agile. Maybe it's not so bad being only 4'9".
Life hasn't been so easy for Nikki Devani. He was born blind.
I just picked him up. I thought he was a baby. He was a little cross-eyed baby. He was so cute, Gucci goo.
That's how I am with children.
In his left eye. His father died when he was 5, and people always treated him like a child because of his height. Still, he earned a second-degree black belt in Kempo under Sensei Jack Turner.
I ended up
Sensei Jack Turner
being kind of that male figure in his life, and he trained here for many years,
molested
and then
him,
he
didn't
used
you?
to help me teach, especially the children.
Because of his blindness, he wasn't able to get his
I feel
driver's
like all
license.
karate teachers are child molesters. Is that?
I don't think that's true. I don't think you can say that. That's
just
not,
did.
Mr. Miyagi wasn't a child molester.
just did.
Mr. Miyagi wasn't a child
Yeah?
molester.
Are you sure?
Pat Morita was a child molester. No, he was not.
I didn't say Pat Morita was a child molester.
You think Mr. Miyagi in the movie was
Yes.
a child molester?
Absolutely. Yes.
Listen,
I
Terry
agree.
Silva.
Why did he take that kid in?
Terry Silva.
Why the fuck did he take Daniel
Because
in?
he couldn't have kids of his own because his wife died in the war. Remember when he got drunk?
Yeah, those famously fucking infertile Japanese.
No, I'm not saying that. It's his wife died before he could have a kid with her because of the
Yes,
war.
he'd get another wife.
He loved her too much. Remember when he got
Yeah,
drunk?
yeah, he loved her so much.
I don't think. Okay, what about what's his face from Cobra Kai? All of them.
John Kreese?
Yeah.
Yeah. Terry Silver? Yes.
Okay, what about what's his face? Johnny Lawrence is a teacher now.
Karate's bad kid, Michael Barnes. Why do you think he was so angry?
Bad boy.
Karate's bad boy, Mike Barnes. Why do you think he was so angry? It's all the molesting that happened.
You think that Karate's bad boy, Mike
Yes.
Barnes, was upset because he was getting molested?
Snake was angry.
Would that make Johnny Lawrence a molester now that he's a teacher?
Yes.
That's bullshit. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, a lot of child molesters seem like nice people.
That's how they lure.
Unassuming.
That's how they lure the children.
Yeah,
in.
duh.
With I get it. I get it with strip mall karate. That makes sense.
You're not going to leave if you're not. If you had a son, you're telling me you wouldn't feel safe. Go, oh yeah, I'll leave him with this alpha Chad guy who's going to teach him karate and cool moves, how to get babes.
All right. And so the cycle continues. Then it goes. The cycle continues. I never looked at it that way. Probably because it's crazy.
It's like remember Cobra Kai was completely launched off the Daniel was the bad guy theory. It was just
Yeah.
a fan theory.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm going to launch my own franchise based on my own fan theory. Get on Reddit. Let's all start this fan theory that all karate teachers are child molesters.
All of them. IRL. I don't know if that's true.
Think about it. What is a karate teacher other than a fancy child molester? It's like a child molester with extra steps.
So like a child molester with good breathing controls.
Yeah, it's just a child molester with a fucking lease on a strip mall unit.
I think the lease on a strip mall unit is also condemning evidence in this fact.
Just a reminder, big Hollywood star Nicholas Goosden's going to be on Second Hour. I'm sure he's excited.
What is what? Oh, I'm so sorry. What is he gonna? The karate teachers union association is gonna go after him.
Karate teachers union.
It's called NAMBLA.
Nailed it.
I don't think that's true. I don't think all karate teachers are child molesters. I think many of them are.
Most.
Okay, I'll even give you most, but not all. Semper Reloaded. Me, it's a good movie. Twitter, yeah. Bread and Circus. Your slop, Goyam.
Every time.
Xander Invictus.
Man, you know, I thought I'm gonna watch the Giants game. Maybe barbecue some. Yeah, dude. Yeah, football's a Jewish trick.
What?
I don't know, man. I just kind of want to relax. It's a Sunday.
Xander Invictus said grape nuts. Xander Invictus says the blind martial artist must be black since he never saw his father. He's not. And you know what? That being said, guys, head over to our locals for tomorrow's episode. RevengeOfTheSith.locals.com. Review on Rumble just down below. $7 a month. You get every Wednesday episode and half of every Friday episode, along with our movie riffs. And if you're over on YouTube, or if you would prefer, you go to Patreon.com/we're-not-sorry. $7 a month. Costs the same. You get the same content on either site. But we really would appreciate if you guys sign up, because that's how we that's how we do the show, you know. So,
yeah, guys. So help us out. Sign up for our locals. Sign up for our Patreon. If we can get, I'm thinking maybe get to like 3,000, paid subscribers
between both.
I'm thinking you want to buy Chrome?
I think we should buy it. That sounds like a good idea. Do you mind if I do a quick live read? Sure. This sponsorship is from Rumble, one that's incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform for the small creator.
Yeah, and now we're buying Chrome. I mean,
they didn't censor or have buy. Okay, I'm going to cancel.
No, you can keep going.
We're starting again. Ready?
And
1,
5,
2,
4.
Here we go. This sponsorship is from Rumble, one that's incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform from the small creator. They didn't censor or have bias. They were fair and treated all their creators equally. No one thought the platform would censor political conversations or censor opinions on COVID, but they did. Facebook admitted they fell to the pressure from the Biden-Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you. They are attacked in the corporate media when they are attacked by governments like France. They are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate America is fighting to remove speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers they don't get much of. Watching our show on Rumble is the most they can ask for. But if you really believe in this fight, and if you have the means, a major way to help Rumble is by signing up for Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes the First Amendment and believes our human right to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with the promo code STUDIO when you purchase an annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now's the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, we are just happy if you watch us on Rumble. Guys, we are going to be right back. Second hour, I believe, with Mr. Nicholas Goosen. We'll be right back. Stay where you are.
job this whole controversy is behind us.
Yeah. And Peter, I'm glad you came to your senses. Me too. You know, we might even win an award for this.
Really?
Yeah, award voters love it when someone with a right-leaning viewpoint admits they're wrong. They declare it's good storytelling and character development.
Ooh, like 3 billboards.
And Green Book, Driving Miss Daisy.
American History X.
Yeah, all those, and many more. But can anyone name a single movie where someone on the left took on a more Republican-leaning viewpoint? Doesn't even have to have won an award, just has to exist. Anyone? Anything?
Second hour ROTC. Thank you for staying with us. We do appreciate it. And very excited to have our guest on Mercy. We mind introducing him. I'm going to get him up here.
Yeah, the most, I guess probably the biggest guest we've ever had, right, on this?
Yeah.
Slumming it with the boys, ladies and gentlemen. Nicholas Goosen, fucking famed director. How are you,
What's
sir?
up, man?
Hey, how are you guys? Definitely not slumming it.
Can I ask?
Thanks for having me.
Can I
Thanks
ask
for
a
having
question
me.
right off the jump? Because when we were off the air, like you're obviously on the screen, and we're going. You know, when we're on break, we come back, and I just sit down and I look. And I went, "He's a handsome motherfucker." And Royce is like, "Yeah." I'm like, "The fuck's he doing behind that camera? Why aren't you in front of it, dude?"
Wow, I appreciate it. I mean, you guys. I mean, look at the hunks. I'm looking at my screen right now.
Oh, this guy's
Dude,
been in
I
Hollywood
need-
too long. He's buttering us up.
No, man, I need some traps like Royce's over there.
But dude, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming on, man. Like I appreciate it. I know. You sent me a message because I was playing some of old Trevor Moore's old stuff, which man I love, and I love the new people they're finding him. And you told me that you were. You said you directed his special, correct?
Yes, I did both of his. Maybe he had one before that, but 2 of his Comedy Central specials. The first one was called High in Church.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one we did was called The Story of Our Times.
Oh, so good too.
And you were playing some of that one. I think you were playing a little bit of both of the specials,
Yeah.
but the last one we did, I think, was really great. And yeah, when I saw that you were playing those, not a lot of people, I feel like, kind of gave those specials enough respect kind of in the social media era. So it was kind of cool that, even 7 years later, even from the second one, The Story of Our Times, that they felt kind of evergreen and that you were playing them and that they were pretty meaningful, even more so because Trevor's not here, So
He honestly, like, I missed the Trevor Moore. Like, the Whitest Kids You Know was just an era that I was not, I was working in strip clubs and I was just in my own world at the time, and I wasn't really like watching that kind of stuff. And I was late to the party with Trevor Moore, and our producer Virgie actually got me really into Trevor Moore, and he would send me shit, and I'm like, how did I miss like all of this? This guy was a genius. And then like Virgie got me, like Virgie knows, like I help cats, like I'm a cat guy, like I do rescue cats, and he sent me this thing called Kitty History one time, right? And I'm like watching it, right? And like Virgie knows my sense of humor. He knows like I'm a schizo conspiracy guy, and I also like love cats. And he sent it to me, and it's like, the first time I ever watched it, I was like, it starts off kind of goofy, and you're kind of like, and I'm like, Virgie send me this thinking I was gonna like this? Like this is kind of whack. And then it just takes that hard left turn, and I'm like, oh my God, this is I'm obsessed. I'm still to this day obsessed with Kitty History. I think it's just peak Trevor Moore. It was insane.
Yeah, if you're a schizo conspiracy guy and a kitty guy,
it was
not gonna like.
Virgie was like, trust me, this is up your alley.
Oh no, that's
dude.
that's 100% up his alley. But yeah, man, dude, it's like his stuff is like, it's crazy because I think if that stuff would have come out like now, it would have blown up. Like it was like on the internet, like it would have blown. It was just the time and like.
But the CIA had to kill him.
Don't start conspiracies, Mersh.
I'm just saying.
He's a conspiracy nut. You hear this guy? He's
saying,
crazy.
man, they took him out. He knew too much.
Trevor would respect that.
Yeah, no, that's why I do it. That's literally why I do it.
That is actually the bit. The bit
he
is
would
like,
be the guy that'd be like, yeah, keep that going at the CIA.
Yeah, I mean, he did special like you were saying with Kitty History, Mersh. it's like he loves to start with these sweet premises and then just keep building to this really dark, cynical place, which I just thought was hilarious. And, like you were saying, I was kind of late to the Trevor game too. I obviously knew who he was. I was very aware of Whitest Kids You Know. I didn't really watch it that much. But I mean, he was very prolific from a really young age. And I mean, he was writing and producing and starring and directing, oftentimes editing too. So he was really multifaceted, very, very talented. And I was lucky enough I was put together with him by a mutual friend of ours who worked at Comedy Central at the time, a guy named Jordan Elner, who I've worked with since he's left then. He actually was a producer on my new movie, Drugstore June, and which Trevor would have definitely been in had he been around.
By the way, man, great. I got to tell you, great movie. I watched it and I was howling. And I had our producer, Pessy, he just said he would watch it too and he loved it. That movie was
I fucking loved it, man.
Fucking hilarious.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, that movie you were telling me has my wife in it.
Oh yeah, he has a crush on Esther.
Esther Provitsky.
Oh yeah,
Esther,
yeah, he does.
On creepy little Esther.
We were watching because we goof on a lot of stuff on the show. We're always making fun of stuff, and we were watching Trash Tuesdays one day.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were just like trashing this podcast, whatever. But as we were making fun of it,
no, this is funny.
Esther was just growing on us,
and then
we were like, we were making fun of everybody else on the show, and the show sucks. But the more she was, I'm like, I don't know, man, I kind of like Esther.
And it turned into just a crush now Mersh has. It's very funny.
I don't know why. She's just very aloof.
It's
the
aloof dryness in especially in that movie, by the way. The aloof it's so
she's great, man.
It's so fucking funny. Like I was saying, that is the best, at least for me, the best encapsulation of the current disconnected generation. It was so good, man.
By the way, I just have to correct Nick on one thing that you said you were lucky enough to fucking land a Trevor Moore gig. I mean, I don't think you're lucky, man. I mean,
you're good.
Got a pretty solid resume, my man.
I mean, I appreciate that, and I just mean that sometimes you can get hooked up with all kinds of people, and the collaboration wouldn't be as fruitful. But
I get what you're saying.
So especially because he was a director as well, and typically he wouldn't relinquish control of certain things, and so I was kind of actually like the only person to my knowledge who has kind of come in, maybe aside from some stuff that he did with his Whitest Kids You Know boys, Zach Krieger, who's a big director now, as you know. I think I'm like the only person to kind of direct his stuff that he wrote. It could have gone sideways, perhaps, if he wasn't cool, if he didn't understand what, maybe being able to take a step back from that part of the process, how that might help his being able to perform in front of the camera sometimes, which is what I was hoping to provide, that ability, and elevate his stuff.
I mean, it's funny because when you say that, I immediately know what you're saying. Trevor did seem like someone that probably wanted complete control over everything.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a vision for something, you're kind of like, I know what I want. You know what I mean? Look at Billy Corgan. I mean, the guy Billy Corgan used to send everybody home and then re-record all their parts behind their back. That's a true story. He would re-record James's guitar parts. He would re-record Darcy's fucking bass lines and not tell them. And then still pay them royalties. He just was like, no, that was great. You guys go home. I'm going to hang back here, and you guys just go ahead, and I'll meet you at the bar later. And then he would literally secretly re-record their stuff.
Yeah, and that was, and you nailed it. I mean, it's like, it was, he wrote all of the music. He performed the music. I mean, there was so much of it that he did have to kind of micromanage. It was, it was helpful it was cool to be able to be there to like push him to do stuff that he normally wouldn't have done, where it's like, okay, no, Trevor, we don't have to just do this of you in front of a green screen and then showing the stuff behind you. Like, let's go out and actually shoot real scenes and real stuff in real places. And, it was just a very fun working relationship. And he worked his ass off, and he was really fun to be around. And he would have been killing on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
in these recent times. And,
Yeah, he
and
was
actually,
killing it.
And then, Esther, it was cool because one of the bigger moments I had kind of as a test run with Esther was in that second special where Esther played Trevor's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of cool. And I'm glad that you guys kind of really also got the humor of Drugstore June. And it is that kind of aloof dryness that maybe at first, if you bump against it and you tune out right away, you're not going to get the ability to let her mesmerize you and hypnotize you with that dryness and that aloofness, which that's how I became familiar with her, is on a podcast she did with a guy named Brody Stevens. And I just found, I was listening for Brody at first, but then the more Esther talked, the more I got caught up in her tractor beam voice pattern that just drew me in, and her subtle little jabs and stuff.
It's so dry. Because I love that kind of. It's so dry. It's so. I guess the word I guess we use like disconnected, which I loved. It was just like, no, I'm in my world. This is what I'm doing, and that's. But I was laughing at it because I was like, man, I know so many people that are like this.
Man, that Brody Stevens was a sad story. That was a tragic situation, man.
Yeah, a total bummer. Guy, 818, the Valley. That was, Brody was somebody who made me laugh all the time really hard. And yeah, he is the reason why kind of how Esther and I hooked up. So.
Yeah, that guy was like the heart and soul of the Comedy Store, like for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And he goes a ways back with one of my family's good friends, Fraser Smith, who's a longtime fixture of the LA comedy scene. And that's how, when I first met Brody, was a guy named Fraser Smith at the Ha Ha Cafe in North Hollywood on Lankershim. Was the first time I saw Brody. But yeah, that is how Esther and I hooked up. And it's a shame that Brody didn't get to be a part of the movie, because he for sure, would have been in the movie as well, just like Trevor would have been.
So I gotta ask, so you basically, did you just wrap up, or are you still wrapping up Happy Gilmore 2, right? Are you working on that?
I did just get back from New Jersey. I was out there helping out on Happy Gilmore 2. Yeah.
So we gotta ask, how does it end? Just give us
immediately ruin it.
Just give us spoilers. Give us an exclusive.
Yeah, you imagine?
Adam Sandler is in the movie. I can tell you that.
Oh man, guys, you heard it here first. Hey. You heard it here on Revenge of the Sis. Adam Sandler is confirmed for Happy Gilmore.
I'm calling Variety right now. TMZ, you got a scoop.
Can I just say, Adam Sandler? I'm obsessed with Adam Sandler because I love the fact that he's basically a billionaire. And he refuses to wear anything but hoodies and basketball shorts. It's the coolest thing ever that he's just like, yeah, I don't care. I just want to be comfortable, man. Like every shot of him that TMZ gets is just him in a Knicks hoodie.
I think that's the point of life. Once you get to the point where you don't have to wear
he
nice
always
stuff.
looks comfortable.
Yeah, he does. He really does. It's amazing.
He was at that point when I first met him already. He was wearing, he was dressing comfortably. In the late 90s, mid to late 90s when I first met him.
Yeah, the two guys that have the most money that dress that way are Adam Sandler and Nick Mullen.
Oh yeah, Nick
are the
Mullen's
two
another
people
one
that
that won't
just,
dress.
it's literally just basketball shorts and hoodies, and they're like, yeah, dude, I'm comfortable, bro. I don't need to. I'm not wearing a suit for what.
So one of our, of course, favorite movies, and I legitimately say this is Grandma's Boy. Like we had Alan Covert on a couple weeks ago. He was just fucking hilarious.
He is a weird guy. I like him a lot.
He's awesome.
He is an odd guy, man. He is fun.
Yeah, he was great.
Covert?
He is an odd guy.
There's a reason why he's been able to play all those kooky characters over the years.
Yes.
Yeah, you see that. But yeah, man, that movie is. I would say definitely cult classic at this point. It is one of the.
It's one of the most. It's still to this day one of the most quoted movies. Like I don't.
I still quote it all
everybody.
the time.
Like I'm talking separate groups of friends that I have, like friends that don't even interact with each other, and but everybody has like a line from that movie that they still quote to this day. It's insane.
I love that. Yeah, that's exactly the type of movie that we set out to make. and it was kind of painful at the time when it first came out. It was my first movie, and we actually, it came out in January of 2006 up against Hostel, the very first Hostel.
Yeah.
And we had, for now, it would be considered a pretty wide release, 2,000 screens. And I remember a couple of weeks before it came out, Adam had called me and said, hey man, because he was really happy with the movie. I mean, we all were. And he called me a couple of weeks before the release and said, yeah, dude, it's not going to do well. And I was like, what? Huh? What do you mean? It's because back then you could really track the openings pretty well.
Right.
Sure enough, opening weekend, it was just like there was nobody in the movie theaters. And then out of the 10 people that were there, half of them would walk out. They were older people who just, by the time the whacking off to Lara Croft happens, that was usually when the older patrons would start filing out of theater.
Imagine these fucking boomers sitting there going,
yeah,
what am I
the fuck is happening?
Yeah, they thought they were seeing Shirley Jones and Shirley Knight and Doris Roberts in like a
oh no.
fun romp.
Oh no!
Then again,
I didn't even think of that.
I didn't
That's right.
think about
because
that.
they were on the poster too and
Yeah.
everything, right? Like they were.
Yeah.
Like, oh no!
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. That's very funny, actually.
Yeah. So
Is
By
this
the way,
movie about video games and cum?
By the way, she was fucking phenomenal in that.
Oh, she was so
that whole
fucking fun.
yeah,
that
she was so good.
That cast, I was watching.
Doris Roberts or.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
all
yeah.
of them.
Well, I mean, all of them. No, but I meant Florence Roberts. It was just fucking because, especially like at that time, it started to almost become kind of a trope of like the edgy having an old lady in a movie thing, right? But like it transcended that. Like the material was there.
It was so funny,
and it was so funny that it holds up as opposed to like. Again, like it's a bunch of movies where they just have a grainy like curse at the end, and you're like, it's kind of like shoehorned in there. She was so, like, it was just bizarre. You go back and watch that movie.
I
hear
did.
the shit they talk about.
I
and you're like-
rewatched it recently, and I was laughing, but also that I was like, bro, the fucking cast in that movie, so many people.
Yeah, dude, it's an all.
Have gone to do so many big. It was crazy when you really go through it.
It's like going back and watching the U.S. basketball team in the '94 Olympics.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
It's a dream
and
team,
you're like,
right?
holy shit, bro, we had some dudes out there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty lucky with the way that we were able to put that cast together. We shot it in LA in 25 days. And we were working, and that was at the time, Doris was on Everybody Loves Raymond. Everybody was on a TV show at that point, and like a big network TV show. And we were shooting around these TV schedules, and we were somehow able to put that puzzle together. We did a lot of casting. It took a minute to kind of find the right people. I think Joel was like the last person we cast in a major role for JP. That took it felt like we saw every young actor.
Dude, he's so. I was watching outtakes that there were of JP that he was just breaking everybody, and that god damn it, that movie. Just the cutting room floor stuff has to be some of the fun with the people. Just looking at the people that Kevin Nealon, like Jonah Hill, Nick fucking Swartzen killed in that movie too.
I feel like there's like a missed opportunity here where a lot of these old movies, like, they should be releasing all that stuff on like YouTube and monetizing it. Like, because I would spend hours watching like outtakes that never.
No,
made it to
you can't
DVD,
put
you
it
know
on
what I mean?
YouTube. Here's why: because a lot of people they release movies on YouTube, and the problem is, YouTube has them, but since it's YouTube and they're censored, they have to edit them like it's a TNT movie. Like when a movie comes out.
Well, yeah,
for
I don't mean the
TNT.
movies themselves. I'm talking about like the cutting room floor stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like there's just all this stuff that's like littering the cutting room
Well, no,
floor,
but-
and you're like, why don't monetize it? Throw it up on a channel somewhere and make a little money.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that's on DVD extras that I guess that's the thing about DVD. I used to love DVD extras, right? And
Nerds.
this
Fucking
no,
nerds.
dude, I am a nerd.
Bunch of nerds.
The commentaries was great. Whatever. Anyway,
Yeah,
but
that's what I like to hear. Yeah, what I like to hear is
directors talking about the movies they make. No offense. Well, I like to hear directors talk about their good glory days.
You're such an asshole.
Man, I do love listening to.
I love that.
I'm kidding. I
Good
actually
ones,
do like that
you know.
stuff too. Yeah, I love it.
It's insightful, especially if you've made a couple and then you listen to some of the guys talk about what they did to make some classic. You can really relate. But even if you haven't made a movie, it's like I listened to a ton before I made Grandma's Boy, and so I felt like I had learned some lessons, at least through osmosis somehow. The Grandma's Boy commentary, I was pretty stoned right before I recorded that.
Well, that's
pretty sure everybody was super stoned on that set.
That's apropos. That's apropos, though. You should be stoned for the Grandma's Boy one, right?
It's true, yeah, I know, but I think I had to do it by myself, which was odd. I don't think I was prepared to do that. My very first DVD commentary and stoned by yourself, so it's a little boring. The other guys got to record it together. I think it was just because of scheduling.
Right.
So that was a bit of a bummer, but yeah, I can tell you we had a lot of fun making that movie. It was 25 days, so it was quick. It was in LA.
25 days?
Damn,
Really?
you guys banged that out.
That's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, we had a great crew. It was like a lot of people who I had kind of been around through working through Happy Madison for several years at that point. And then a bunch of new people too that we hired for some key roles, like the director of photography, Mark Irwin, who I basically hired because he had shot things like Scream, the Cronenberg movies, but also mostly because he had shot Old School with Todd Phillips.
Oh, okay.
He shot tons of movies, but just some of the ones I just named were his most notable at the time. And yeah, it was a ton of fun, quick but fun. And yeah, but Adam was right when he called me a couple weeks before it came out. He said in a couple of years is when people are going to start loving this thing. And he was exactly right. It took a little while after the DVD kind of culture helped it grow and spread. And 2 years after it came out, it was super popular.
Yeah, it blew up, and I actually went to go see it in theaters when it came out.
Thank you.
I'm one of the few. I thought it was yeah. Then I also left after the Laura Croft masturbating scene. No,
I went to Hostel later.
I don't think I saw it in theaters.
Yeah,
but
you went to Hostel instead.
Yeah.
No. I saw Grandma's Boy. I paid for Grandma's Boy, and then afterwards we kind of hung out and then snuck into Hostel. So Hostel got no money from us.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Well,
that's how you do it.
Well, I remember seeing commercials on NBA games where it was Quentin Tarantino presents, and it was a heavy marketing campaign for Hostel, and I was like, ooh, we might be cooked.
Yeah,
I will say this. I didn't see it in theaters, and I apologize for that. However, I did buy and lose 3 copies of Grandma's Boy.
That is true.
Over the years.
Right,
So I made it up. Yeah, I bought at least 3. I had one I lost, and then one I think I left in a car on a trip, and then my ex-girlfriend stole a copy. So that's 3. So, yeah, so I bought a bunch of copies.
It's a hot commodity.
Nick Swardson said that he was in a room with Sandler and the Blockbuster Video president or something, early aughts or something like that, and he had told them that Grandma's Boy was their #1 most stolen or non-returned.
Yep. That's very funny.
Hilarious.
So yeah, we definitely did well in the home video market.
It's the most not returned. It's like, hey, listen, man, we really are actually very excited about how great your movie is. It's obviously very popular, but your fans are pieces of shit. Could they please bring my DVD back? We're a business.
How did it come about? How did it come about the idea, and then you ending up directing it?
It was we were looking for a movie to develop around Covert for a while, and Covert had to stay with his grandmother at one point, and he was stuck living with her for a couple of weeks. So it was that combined with, he and I both loved video games, and we had been kind of helping with the development of the Sandler related video games. Like Little Nicky had a Game Boy Advance game.
Yep.
That
that's right.
we were kind of involved in the making of. So we worked with this company called Digital Eclipse, which is a very cool company, and I think Activision as well. And so we were going around to all different kinds of video game companies, and taking tours and making the rounds around these places and seeing like the tester rooms and the whole everywhere. We were just given red carpet tours of these places at that time through New Line Cinemas and or studios, who I think was distributing that movie. And so I think it was through those things that we kind of came up with the idea. Covert wrote it. A mutual friend, Adam's manager's son, wrote a draft, and then that draft was kind of rewritten by Nick Swartzen, and Sandler did some writing on it. I did a little writing on it, Covert, and that was then that was the script that we ended up shooting. And it was always meant for like me to direct and Covert to star in.
I mean, again, was there a lot of improv going on? Because it feels like there was a lot of improv going on in the as far as the movie goes.
Yeah, there was plenty of improv.
Yeah.
Plenty of improv, plenty of tags. A lot of it was written, but then certainly there was a lot of alts and I mean numerous. I mean, I think if you see some of the gag reel which I actually cut that gag reel, I think, with the one that I forget what music it's playing to, but Moving Units maybe is one of the songs. And I mean, just different line readings all the time and little things here and there. So yeah, tons of improv. You couldn't get these guys to shut up.
Yeah, but I can imagine. Alan was telling us a story where they were laughing about like this photo that was on set of a kid, and it just kept breaking them, and they kept laughing about it. Like he was saying on the set where the staircase was going upstairs, there was just a photo of a kid, and they got high, and they just kept roasting this photo of this kid on set. And I was like, I'm looking behind you. Are those comic books you have above your head?
Yeah,
okay, that's awesome.
Some CGC graded comic books from my childhood, bought off the rack.
Ooh.
We should send him a copy of ISOM.
What
the comic book guy?
What is your prize? What is your rarest comic that you have?
My rarest is probably, I don't know, maybe this Amazing Spider-Man number 25.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not in great. That one's not in great condition.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the first appearance of Mary Jane, Spider-Man's
Ooh.
girlfriend / wife. Yeah, a couple of older Spider-Mans, but yeah, pretty much that Spider-Man 25.
Yeah. Are you as comic book movie out as we are?
Yeah, I mean, again, coming from a guy who has comic books up on
right, that's why I was asking.
Office, I mean, I really have kind of grown pretty weary of the last several cycles.
God, I remember being so excited to see Iron Man. Like, I remember seeing the first Iron Man.
Oh, that was so cool.
20 years ago.
I was like marking
and
out.
being like, man, this is so awesome. And I never imagined the
sucks
level
now.
of fatigue that I would have
It
for
sucks.
Cape hero movies. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. I will say that I thought that Thunderbolts trailer looked kind of good.
Okay, I did like Deadpool and Wolverine, but I like anything Ryan Reynolds in. I think he's funny, so I'll pretty much watch.
Deadpool and Wolverine isn't like that's more of like a comedy, and you're gonna go get some popcorn, and it's like it's kind of supposed to just be a mindless 2 hours where you're like, all right, that was fun.
What?
People getting blown up and cracking jokes, and like that's fun. But a lot of these movies, like especially as like Avengers started getting more pretentious.
Yeah, I know.
And it started being like this, like we're saving the world, man, and it's like, stop, dude. I just want to watch the Incredible Hulk kick the shit out of like Thanos and shit. That's all I want to see.
Bro, they really cucked him out too. Like they just had Thanos
Yeah.
beat the shit out. Like it wasn't even a fight. Like what was it?
Like,
what was that?
Think about the mood for the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
And then the mood for the last Avengers movie. It's so far removed from the original. Like, I'm having a drink in my limo and I'm making weapons and I'm cracking jokes and I'm the Iron Man guy. And then it just became like, we're society's only hope. Democracy rests on our shoulder. And you're like, oh, God, enough. It's just, you're superheroes. You're not even real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, enough.
Yeah, I guess no comic book movie of the modern era has been able to touch the hype I had. I guess maybe because I was a kid was when the Batman 1989 came out and even Batman Returns.
Dude, I fucking love
That movie still holds
It
up.
still holds up.
It's amazing
And
how it's like-
I know it's nostalgia glasses too, and I understand.
No, but it holds up.
But
There's
I
some
lo-
stuff that just holds
I'm
up.
a big
dude.
fan of Michael Keaton in general, but he's that movie is so good, and Tim Burton like at his peak, like that is.
And it's not just like looking at it through like nostalgia, because honestly, like there's stuff I can look back on that I loved as a kid that doesn't hold up as well.
Like the Schumacher Batmans, for example.
Well, I mean, even like honestly, like and I'll say it, like even some Sandler stuff like doesn't hold up compared to other Sandler stuff, right? Like you know, like I really Billy Madison nowadays, I'm like, like I could take or leave it. I can still watch Happy Gilmore. I can watch Happy Gilmore 50 times in a row. That's still a great movie. I can still watch what's the
I love
one?
Big Daddy. I love
That's the
Big
one I was
Daddy.
trying to think of.
I love
like
Big
you know
Daddy.
what I mean? There are some that you go, wow, that
Sure.
is still a great fucking movie.
Well, okay.
But Grandma's Boy is another one that holds up. But I'm just saying. So yeah, I just think Batman '89 it holds up because it's still it's Tim Burton, dude. It's a
Well, that
fucking
leads me
great movie.
to the next question. We talked to a few different people that are in the industry and make movies, and Alan brought
We're-
this up.
we're a big deal.
We're a big deal. I don't.
we're a big
never name drop. Jay Moore taught me that. Anyway, no. What I'm saying is, it's really there's not any more just not low, but well, I guess low budget fun movies anymore. Everything has to be a blockbuster. Have you seen that happening?
Well, I mean, yes, and that is why it was so hard to make the movie that I put out this year, Drugstore June, which is a low budget. It is technically rated R, even though it's non-rated because somebody didn't want to pay the $4,000 to get it rated.
Right.
But it would have been rated R anyway, which some argue like, well, better to have a non-rating than a rated R because that could hurt you in certain elements of sales.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, our movie would be rated R because they smoke weed in it on camera. And
Right.
They're stuff like that. But it is certainly seems like a much tougher climate to get those types of movies made, and certainly get them made as like a studio project with a big budget. And certainly to get them made as a studio project with a big budget to be released theatrically, not just straight to a streamer.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe that pendulum will swing back and we'll get some more of those soon, which,
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that people want that. I think most people we talk to are kind of out of, are kind of, like we talked about earlier, burnt out with superhero movies and all that stuff. And that, Alan brought this up, but there's another good point that there's not a lot of any more good, like, coming of age, like, comedy movies like there used to be. There's like, a couple, but like not really a lot anymore. If you think about it, what's the last like super bad that we had,
Right. I mean, I guess they're coming out on streaming platforms. They're not getting to me.
Yeah.
Probably because of my algorithm but it used to be that if there was a coming of age movie or a teen movie that came out, it would have a giant marketing campaign around it because it would be made for sure it would be catered towards certain audiences, but I mean, it felt like every movie they made could be, anybody could kind of walk into any movie at any point and perhaps enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But there was just more awareness across the board. But yeah, it seems like now if you want to make those types of movies, you're gonna have to be like a super indie filmmaker, going back to like that type of, you know, Kevin Smith style, like what he did back in the day. It's UPS, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah,
a government. I called the CIA on you.
Yeah, that's UPS.
A government asset.
I actually, Nick, I'm Patsy. I'm one of the Purdue. Oh, is he going?
He went
One sec, guys.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
He's gonna go
Let him
scream at the UPS guy.
Who do you like? Wes Watson did. Like,
I'm doing something.
I am doing something.
You jerk.
I have autism locked and loaded, so I'm ready.
He seems like the nicest guy. Like he just would never do that.
Yeah.
I just
Yelling at him
just
like,
picture him going off. I'll be right back, guys. The UPS guy just mutes and goes, "You piece of fucking dog shit!"
Yelling at him and pointing at him. Can you imagine?
Come back. Hey guys, sorry about that.
Did I not mute? Did you hear that? Hey, now's a great time to remind you guys, revengeofthesith.locals.com. If you sign up for just $7 for there or patreon.com/we're-not-sorry, you get tomorrow's show.
Imagine he gets home invaded and murdered, and
that would be terrible.
And it's on our show, and we get blamed.
Well, they're good for our analytics, I guess, but terrible for him.
The suspects arrived disguising themselves as UPS workers.
Oh, he didn't get murdered, thank God. We were worried. We were worried.
We didn't want the bad luck of like, oh God, imagine if Nick
That-
gets murdered.
great, on our
in
show.
a home invasion while he was on our show.
Thank you, guys. I had to sign for that. I knew it was coming. Of
Oh.
course, he came right during. You know, he gave me like a 17-hour window.
Like as they do.
Yeah.
Our producer Pessy had a question because he's a big fan. Pessy?
Yeah, man. I just had a couple quick questions. It's really nice to talk to you, man. I've been a fan for
Thanks.
a while. So you were an associate producer for Shush Don't Tell. So I was wondering, and I know you directed the music video for Secret, which is one of my favorite songs ever. I still listen to it. I was just wondering what your favorite track off of that album is personally, and also whose balls are in the background of that music video. Whose balls are those?
Oh, I feel like you know the answer to that question. But it's a good-
Are they Nick's?
They're not Nick's, but they are another famous comedians.
Oh wow, that's
With
hilarious.
That video was shot in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I believe that was shot in the balls section. I believe was shot in the Santa Fe Penitentiary.
That's
Like
hilarious.
the old one where there was a huge prison riot during the making of The Longest Yard in 2004. Those are Joey Diaz's testicles.
Those are Joey G.
What?
Those are Joey Diaz's testicles. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, you know, I get around, cocksucker. My
It
balls
just
are
makes
fucking
the whole
everywhere.
thing all the more. It was like we needed somebody to take their testicles out, and we were like, "Oh, how about the guy who's just always taking his testicles out?"
Hey Joey, let's see your balls.
It turned out I already had my balls out.
And I was also wondering, man. I was also wondering. I know that Nick at one point he wrote a 4-part mystery series, Gay Robot and the Curse of the Haunted Jockstrap. I'm wondering if he still has that script, and if you guys would ever consider actually doing a gay robot movie or something to bring that back.
Gay Robot's a great premise.
It is. A Gay Robot is a great premise.
Yeah, I was part of the original sketch. It was me, Sandler, Loughran, Jonathan Loughran, and Nick Swartzen on that. Somehow I wasn't involved in the live action pilot that they shot for Comedy Central. But they did shoot something for that. It did not end up going, but yeah, the Gay Robot has come back in a couple of different iterations, but
I saw it on Futurama.
Well, I mean, it felt like Swartzen was we were kind of at the forefront of the gay robot frontier, but you know, we missed our chance to like really hit it big with the gay robot.
The Gay Robot frontier is
This is
very
starting to
funny.
sound like an Elon Musk like brainstorming session.
Yeah.
You know, like what about Mars? we have gay
My
robots.
favorite song on Shh Don't Tell. I don't know. I guess if it's not Secret, then God, I remember there was Mayor of Pussytown.
That one's Horror. Where Are You is my favorite.
Oh yeah, well that sketch, yeah, that one is great. Four is amazing.
I'm telling you guys, all this stuff is back, bro. America's back, dude. We can make all these jokes are back. Everyone's allowed to be funny again. Everything's awesome again. Everyone can be funny again. And I'm just saying, like, the pendulum swung back a lot. Like a lot of people that were, I mean, look at it. Look at it. Netflix is giving specials to people that were canceled. Like it feels like we were allowed to be funny again, right?
Yeah, well, it feels like there was never a dearth of specials. Those things have been coming out nonstop, left and right, for the past like 10 years straight. Which, if you haven't seen it, check out the new Sandler special, which I was a producer on this year. What's it called again?
Don't worry, I got you, guy who was a producer on it. It's I got you. It's Adam Sandler, Love You.
Love You, yeah, Love You. That's right, yeah.
Adam Sandler. I haven't seen that one. I did see 100% Fresh, and that was great. That was hilarious.
100% Fresh. I directed some of that and shot some of that, cut some of that. Was a producer on that. That was a really fun, very, very fun special. Really, really cool special. Love You. I didn't shoot any of it. I wasn't on set, but I helped out in post production.
Okay.
And really cool special.
Yeah, I'll check. Dude, the thing was with Sandler's somebody who has continually been funny and successful. Like, it's crazy. Like, if you think back how far, so many people falling off, and he's
and also, can I just point out, like, controversy free.
That's the other thing that's crazy.
Like Hollywood is it's just like all you hear about is just nightmare story after nightmare story. It's like everybody's a pedophile or a rapist or a murderer, and it's like everybody that's like ever talked about Adam Sandler, like, yeah, he's a really nice guy. You're a cool dude. Likes to wear basketball shorts and hoodies. Just fucking make comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here to just confirm that. One of the nicest, coolest guys, super generous. Just been a really great friend to me for many years now. Almost 30. I met him on the set of The Wedding Singer.
Well, he's loyal as shit. Yeah, I mean, that's like a known thing.
Yeah, everyone we talk to knows
once he's worked with you and he likes you, it's like, yeah, no, I'll bring you in every time I need somebody. That's loyal dude, man.
Yeah. Super hardworking, and inspiring in that way, and just he's the king.
By the way, as a degenerate gambler, I fucking loved Uncut Gems. Like I was late to
that
the
movie was amazing.
I was late to the Uncut Gems party, and then I was watching. I was at a hotel in New York, and it was just one of those things where it was on, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'll finally watch Uncut Gems. And I was just sitting in a hotel room having a few beers, and as a degenerate gambler, I'm like, this fucking movie rules. Like, I fucking loved he was so great in that, man.
He's really, really good in Uncut Gems. I really like that movie. Just
that
so
ending
well.
scene, like, not to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen, but that ending scene when he's watching that Celtics game, I know that frantic energy, and it's so funny. You just watch, the tip. Okay, that was the hardest part. Don't worry, that was the hardest part. He already got that. We're good. Look at that, one rebound already. And you're like, oh my god, he's insane. It was weird transformation, man.
Incredible performance and just such a well-crafted movie. So well made.
Can I say something that blew my mind and I never thought I would say this, but my God, is Bad Barbie fucking hilarious in Drugstore June. She is so fucking funny.
Oh, is she in that movie?
Yes, and
I haven't seen Drugstore June. I will admit,
I meant to tell you this because I was
give it a chance.
Oh, I absolutely
will.
will.
Yeah, he will. He's just lazy.
Yeah,
he's just lazy. But I'm telling you,
I'm looking it up.
I was like, because I had to look at. I didn't lock into my brain who it was. I'm like, is that is that? And I go to my wife, Maria, is that's Bad Barbie? Yeah. What the? And I was howling, dude. Her work, dude, in the movie, she works at a dispensary as a cashier, and she is exactly like every dispensary cashier I've ever dealt with. Is so fucking funny. They're just not giving a shit attitude. That movie,
So
I gotta
wait,
tell you.
so you're telling me she's got like some chops then?
Dude, I was howling at one point at that scene. Yeah.
She's just a natural screen presence, you know? She's just got a funny voice. She's just got a funny way about her.
Yeah.
And, you know, we wrote that role for her, you know? So it was written for her.
I always felt bad for that kid, man. I mean, she's not a kid anymore.
She's an adult.
But she was a kid. You know what I mean? She got kind of thrust into a weird world at a very young age, man. You know, it's.
Some people make it through, though. I mean,
no, I mean, she obviously, you know, she worked it and she made it out.
It was her and I think Trevor Wallace. I know Trevor Wallace because I've seen his skits. He's pretty funny. Were the ones that they're working the dispensary. That was the exact. Like, if you've ever been to a dispensary, you fucking nailed it. Like, that was the exact vibe. I've been there and heard them be like, are you going to do the thing?
Is it more frustrating to buy legal weed or illegal weed?
It's tough. It's tough.
You either have the guy from Grandma's Boy who owns a tiger and wants you to hang out with him all day, and you don't want to, and play Street Fighter, and you're like, I got to go, man. I got to go do that. Or it's the, what? Huh? Just pick out what you want, man.
It's kind of getting where you kind of want to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
and, you know, it's
I do it the old-fashioned way in the mail. Just kidding. Just joking.
It's like the Mitch Hedberg joke. I love my FedEx guy. He's my drug dealer, and he doesn't even know it.
Yeah, my UPS guy.
That's why he had to sign for it. Yeah. Look, when it's uncut, he's got to sign it. Okay, that's how it works in the biz.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, thank you so much for being on,
Dude,
man.
this was amazing. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
You're awesome, man. Seriously.
You're a little bit out of our league, so this was nice. Now we get to brag.
Well, I really appreciate that, you guys.
Yeah, you can't be a talented director and handsome. That's pretty fucked up.
It's kind of annoying.
Like, how dare you?
I'm slightly annoyed at how good
dare
looking
you?
you are. But yeah, and now it's cool.
I'm going to do like hopefully 100 push-ups after looking at you for this whole.
How old are you?
I'm 46.
You're fucking suck my dick. Are you really 46?
46.
I'm 42. This guy looks like he's like 35 years old, maybe.
Well, he's got those annoying like European Nordic genes.
I don't like
you know what
them.
I mean? It's
living in Venice Beach here, Southern California.
We're in Florida. We're in Florida. I'm in Florida.
Yeah,
so.
we're like you, except we don't pay taxes.
Yeah, we're like you without income tax.
I know.
Yeah.
God. No, hopefully something's going to happen with our
please.
government over here.
Dude,
Yeah.
this was so much fun. Thank you for coming on. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to name dropping you as much as possible now in the future.
Just so you know.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
really
Oh,
want
I'm
to
sorry.
watch
My
Drug
friend,
Store.
director of Grandma's Boy, Nick Goosen. Yeah, I'm sorry. My pal.
Thank you very much, Merch. Yeah, you got to watch Drugstore June. Too.
No, I'm gonna make it.
I will 100% watch it.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna, dude. This was. I have to ask. Oh, I can't forget. I'm sorry. I can't.
I'm gonna see Drugstore June. Royce is gonna give me your phone number, and then I'm gonna text you every 5 minutes with things I would have done differently.
That's perfect. That's the kind of guy he is, actually. Hey,
Okay, great.
you know, hey, you up? And by the way, Mercer watched this movie at like 4 a.m, so you're fucked.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 5 a.m. You're gonna be 2 a.m. your time, going, "Why is he texting?" Honestly, I really just thought the framing in that shot was dog shit. Like, you could have done a little better. And the lighting, what were you thinking?
I have to ask one question because my buddy that I do a morning show with, JJ, told me to ask when you were on. Did the monkey ever do anything crazy on the set of Grandma's Boy?
That was his
Yeah,
question.
he almost ripped Dante's teeth out.
What?
Yeah. The monkey. Well, one time he did put his hand in and he applied some pressure to the teeth of Peter Dante, who played Dante. Another time he kind of quasi lunged at Covert in the scene where he's driving the car.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing I saw was when they demonstrated. Remember when he jumps down the stairs to karate kick Dante? They demonstrated him jumping down an actual flight of metal stairs right in front of me, and he jumped and landed with such force, like in a superhero pose, and it shook the earth, and it was quite frightening. And this was right around the time when that one chimp kind of, ripped the genitals off like a elderly couple or something on their birthday.
I remember that, and there were the chimps that were ripping faces off. I remember that too.
Yeah, it was that era when we shot Grandma's Boy with the chimp. So we were a little edgy about Harry the chimp, but thankfully he did not He went for Dante's teeth once.
But that's it.
He went
Listen.
over it. That was it.
That's not bad. That's not bad compared to the could have been
Yeah.
a face ripped off. Okay, I had to ask that before you left, dude. Thank you,
I'm
you
glad we
so
snuck
much.
that in there. I'm glad we snuck
It
in
was
the chimp violence.
important to get that in there.
Tell JJ his questions suck.
I will tell him.
All right.
I will tell
Tell
him.
him I said that. Did the monkey ever do anything wacky? Shut up, JJ. Fucking asshole.
People ask questions. What do you want? You know that movie. The movie was a big part of their life, dude.
That's why I tried to give something there.
And you know what you did, and you know what? Thank you for slumming it with us, man. We really do appreciate it.
This was awesome.
And if you anything you ever want to promote, you please shoot me a message. You come on.
Yeah,
we
I'm sure he
promote
needs
it.
our help.
I know, like you need our help.
Yeah,
but
the big
whatever.
ROTC bump.
The big ROTC bump. No, I know at least one more person that's going to watch Drugstore June, you, Mersh. So there you go. That's a bump. That's one more.
One more viewer. That's helpful.
And I'm
Thank
gonna bully the audience too. All right, guys. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, man, so
take it
much.
easy. See
That
you
was
later.
awesome.
Bye. There goes
Have a good day.
Mr. Gooston.
See ya.
That was fun, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, he rules. Greasy N-word high in church is
Joey
legendary.
It took every bit of self-control when he said that the monkey almost ripped Peter Dante's teeth out for me to. I was like, oh my god! I was like, God, it's such a perfect. He's teeing me up. I was like, no, don't do this to me.
Tom Morello's Mercedes. Boys, AOC fucking Lauren Berbert, or Megyn Kelly fucking Anna Kasparian.
Wait, what?
Okay, so your choices are you could either watch AOC fuck Lauren Berbert, or you could watch Megyn Kelly fucking Anna Kasparian.
Megan and Anna.
Megan and Anna.
Megan and Anna.
Megan Anna.
Yeah.
I choose Megan and Anna. But I mean, first off, I'm super into MILFs now, so I like Megan.
I've always had a thing for Anna Kasparian, though.
Yeah.
I just
and
forgot
Anna,
what the
obviously.
second two look like.
And Megan Kelly's just hot, but I mean, Anna Kasparian, I've wanted to defile her since she cried at the 2016 election.
How about this? How about Mika and a dead intern? Guys, thank you so
How would I tell them apart?
One of them is cold and has blood on the face, and the other one's an intern. Nightwave?
Yeah, we'll be there at 10 o'clock tonight.
Pessy, you coming up next?
Yes.
Okay. Good job, Pessy. You couldn't even tell you were a fanboy. Virgie?
Really? Okay, good. I tried. Not at all.
I lied.
Not even a little.
Virgie?
What?
You doing a show?
What's that?
Okay, tomorrow, revengeofthesist.locals.com, $7. Patreon.com/Cornakari, $7. Either way for tomorrow's show, so be there or be gay. Bye.
Joey Diaz's balls.
Joey Diaz's balls. That's hilarious.
Joey Diaz's balls.
This is.
Like they just asked him the ending of Happy Gilmore 2.